Hello and welcome to the latest Earth Energy Update. I'm Fiona and I channel through these updates as and when the Earth moves into the flow of different energies in co-creation with the collective consciousness. At this time, we're really becoming aware of a powerful flow of energy that is connecting us into heart consciousness, and we're going to dive into that today, allowing you to become more aware of where your own heart energy is focusing and the experiences that this might be inviting you to explore at this time. We're also going to dive into how timelines are shifting at the moment and what this may mean for you personally. Our awareness is also being drawn towards old information that is bringing new meaning. And that's something that I think we're all experiencing at some level. And finally, we're going to look at how the Earth is reacting to the energy of the collective. So I invite you now to join me for the Earth Energy Update for the 19th of August, 2025. We begin today with heightened awareness around the concept of the conscious heart. You are guided to bring focus to your heart center and to explore what you are experiencing there. There may be a tendency to think of the heart center as only related to love and loving energy. But it is so much more than this. Your energetic heart is connected to the energetic heart of the earth. Your heart chakra is the energetic central point in your chakra system, and it integrates the lower chakra system of your root, sacral and solar plexus chakras with your higher chakra system of your throat, third eye and crown chakras. The heart itself also connects into the electromagnetic matrix of the earth and absorbs its energies through the crystalline core of the planet. And it then connects through and within each of the other chakras. And in this way, the heart plays a vital role in your own awakening or ascension process at this time, and an essential role in connecting you to the energy of the earth. So what we're really being shown here is that as you have progressed on your own individual journey, so the earth has expanded into deeper reconnection to the collective consciousness. And these journeys have been somewhat synchronistic. It's like a synchronistic co-creation. So you may have consciously chosen this deeper connection yourself, or it may have subconsciously become part of who you are now becoming. Either way, the ripple effect of this individual journey is a deeper connection of your energetic heart to the energetic heart of the earth. And in this way, you bring healing to the planet, and she brings healing to you. But also we have to understand in the same way, we share our pain with the earth and she shares her pain with us. It's kind of a reminder really that we can't have one without the other. So it's really about us understanding never to underestimate the power of the work that we do within ourselves, our inner work, and the ripple effect of that through those that know us and are close to us, our communities, the earth itself, and ultimately the collective too. Now, when you began the journey, or when we all began the journey into the new paradigm that's unfolding, this is that new way of being, of living, of supporting that we're often acknowledging in the spiritual community. You also began the journey into connecting to a deeper chamber of your energetic heart center. Therefore, the more aligned to your conscious heart you become, the more light and energy you transmit through your body and then down into the earth. This is really a powerful healing light and energy that supports and nourishes her and supports and nourishes you. And within this co-creation, the collective consciousness of the earth can expand into more. It becomes a powerful magnetic force that attracts others into its field. So in other words, as more of us connect into our conscious heart, we can attract more people into this awareness. So the energy, the earth energy supporting you at this time is really inviting you to consciously connect with your conscious heart, to become aware of what this connection means to you and how you are beginning to embody it at this time. And when you bring focus to your heart, to your emotional intelligence center, you become aligned more to your true nature. So I think one of the things you may wish to consider at this time is really how you are personally experiencing this deepening into your energetic heart center. And maybe an observation around this might be what happens when you focus on your heart. What do you experience? There may be pain or love, it may feel constricted or it may feel expanded. It may even feel like resistance to going there, or maybe an uncomfortable feeling as if it sort of feels too much and is overwhelming you. Whatever you sense there is true for you in this moment. It can never be wrong because the conscious heart holds both light and dark. The conscious heart deepens your ability to love, but also acknowledges whatever is preventing you from experiencing love in its many forms. And themes of this might be showing up for you at the moment related to self-love or love for others, creating more peace for yourself, or experiences around maybe forgiveness or unconditionality. But it can also be around lack of love for self or disconnection from your heart, or maybe even self-sabotage, or you may be drawn to look at where your love is conditional with others. And that's the light and shade of the conscious heart, and it is a powerful tool for self-healing. So heart consciousness, therefore, is your ability to really sense into your heart and to observe, acknowledge and accept whatever is held there. Really to truly understand that it is through your heart energy that transformation, evolution and soul expansion takes place. Your heart at this time is the alchemical crucible for change and growth. So a good question to sit with in this moment might be, what am I allowing into my heart? Or where are the edges of discomfort in my heart center? And you're being supported in this moment through the earth energies to explore this for yourself and to become aware of your own heart consciousness. In this time of working towards enlightenment, whilst we're still in physical form, heart consciousness is a necessary, I would say even a vital part of your own soul's evolution. And we're moving into a time where expansion of our heart, allowing more in and giving more from our heart center is a really important part of the collective consciousness, evolution and growth. So you may notice that you're experiencing this physically as an integration or a shift or reconnection to your heart chakra or other specific chakras through your heart chakra. And I also want to acknowledge that whilst the earth is supporting this process for you now, it doesn't mean that you have to do it at this time. There's no timeline here or restriction around how long that support is there for. And I feel that this may be a theme that we constantly revisit in different ways through these earth energy updates from time to time. So if this information really aligns with your current experience, then you can choose a very conscious connection to this flow of energy through your body now. And if this information kind of feels misaligned for you at this time, then simply let it go for now. You will find your way back to it at some point if you need to. Heart consciousness is a very necessary part of the collective evolution, and therefore it's not going anywhere. It will, if anything, continue to rise into your awareness until you're ready to evolve through it. So if you feel guided or inspired to connect into your own heart consciousness, then something you could do is try spending time in nature. Be out on the land, whether it's on a beach, in your own garden, exploring mountains, or in a park near you. It doesn't really matter where you go. It's simply the act of consciously connecting to the earth. The second awareness we are drawn to at this time is around shifting timelines. We wish to draw your attention to the concept of time and how the timelines are shifting within the earth. There is a merging between what you may know as Kairos time and Chronos time, which you may be noticing in a very physical way. This merging is shifting timelines, creating new awareness, and allowing you to transcend outdated concepts of time at the human level of awareness. Well, this made perfect sense to me when I received this information, as I've been feeling into the concept of timelines for a while now. And so I guess it opens up the opportunity to dive into what this means, what these different timelines are. So my understanding of this is that Chronos time is linear and is a human concept of time that can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, years, etc. And Kairos time is what I would call the time of no time, that we could say is measured in quality rather than quantity. Chronos time is an earthbound creation through which we can live our lives in order, because it really anchors us into the third dimension and allows us to live, work, and also create in a very physical way. We simply couldn't run our lives without Chronos time in an ordered and controlled way. It just wouldn't work. And Kairos time exists in the fifth dimension and beyond, and it constantly shifts, flows, and moves, often beyond our own comprehension. However, we can consciously access Kairos time during meditation or when we are seeking guidance and working with our intuition. So I was shown in this part of the channeled session that these two timelines are currently merging, not becoming one, but flowing in and out of each other in a more balanced way. Therefore, the concept of being in Kairos time may become more conscious within us. So you may be noticing this yourself. You may feel drawn or guided to seek out moments in Kairos time to nurture yourself at soul level. You may be becoming more familiar with Kairos time, and it may feel more comfortable to you as your soul continues to evolve. And in a very practical and physical way, you may be experiencing a stronger awareness around time and how time is unfolding for you at a very personal level at the moment. So, this could mean that you start sensing time differently in the coming months, or you may feel like time is moving really quickly, and yet at the same time you seem to spend more time doing things. Or you may feel like the weeks are flying past, but the year itself seems to be dragging by, for example. You might be even experiencing it the opposite way. You may feel as if time is slowing down, and you suddenly find that you feel more inspired to slow down yourself. You may feel the desire to rest more, or take longer with your tasks, or get up later in the morning, or even sleep for longer. So time may feel very confusing at the moment if you're not connected to this kind of shifting that's going on. And as you're integrating this personally, the merging of these timelines at a very individual level of self-awareness can feel a bit odd. And it might be that you find yourself drawn to the concept of time more often at the moment. But as you begin to find your own personal place of balance within this shift at the micro level of awareness, so the collective will start to respond to this at the macro level of awareness. And I was shown that collectively we will all then experience the concept of time in a new way that really frees us from the kind of restrictions and limitations that we currently work with. So the invitation here really is to observe what is currently unfolding for you around your perception of time at the moment. And you don't need to do anything specific with this observation. You don't need to push yourself to explore it more deeply unless you feel guided to, or change your experience in any way. The earth energy is supporting you to become aware of it, to acknowledge it, and to understand it more deeply so that you can create a more comfortable experience with time as we all continue to navigate through the current shift in paradigm. The third awareness we are being drawn to at this time is around old information resurfacing with new understanding. You may find yourself in the process of old information resurfacing at this time. It may initially seem outdated or old to you, and you may even dismiss it at first. However, if it keeps resurfacing, then you are being guided to pay attention to it now. It is rising into awareness because it holds new meaning to you at this time. You are being supported now to embrace it consciously and use it as a guide, a pointer, or a thread to follow. I think it's quite natural for us to consider old ideals, beliefs, and experiences as outdated and no longer relevant to who we are becoming. However, we're reminded here that you have gained a lot of information and wisdom on your journey that may now be relevant to share with others or to lean into for yourself, that whilst connected to past experiences, will now become more relevant to you through new understandings. You may even be guided to incorporate these past learnings into something that you are creating now. And it would be easy to dismiss these completely as outdated and old, but you're really being asked here to look at them with fresh eyes and rework or reframe them for yourself. You're being shown that the memory, teaching, or wisdom of this information is relevant to you now. It's resurfacing for a reason. So the invitation is really to just allow it to surface, for it to take form and become relevant to your current experience. It's also a reminder to yourself that you hold much more wisdom than you often give yourself credit for. And whilst it's very easy for us to retain the information that led to major insights or awakenings or experiences that somehow changed our evolution in some way, we're reminded here that we are so much more than those really conscious experiences. Your journey has also been one of many smaller teachings that are all held within your soul memories that may not have had the same impact at the time that you received them. But what you're being shown here is that you are now being supported to pay attention to that information if it's surfacing, resurfacing for you at the moment. It will hold different meaning to you or to others that you choose to share it with. So the invitation, therefore, is to allow these old experiences, creations, or information to surface, to acknowledge them without dismissing them straight away, and then to incorporate them into your current experience, maybe with an intention to observe them through a new lens. And then really just see what unfolds through the new understanding that you begin to embody. We talk a lot in the spiritual community about how much life has changed over the last few years, and we can acknowledge that we are becoming different versions of ourselves through our soul's evolution. And we can also acknowledge that this individual evolution is gaining momentum and that we are personally evolving at a far greater rate than we have ever been able to do before. And there can sometimes be hesitancy at looking back at who you once were, because it feels so far removed from who you're becoming now. But what you're being shown here is that who you are becoming is built on a foundation of the experience that you have had as a soul since you incarnated. Things that you learned, experienced, created, and evolved through are the building blocks of that foundation. You've retained so much information on your journey, and far from being old and outdated, it is entirely relevant to your current experience. So you're being guided to seek out the new meaning in something that at first may feel old or irrelevant to you, but if you give it space to surface, it can bring in a much deeper and newer understanding for you. And the last awareness that is being shown to us at this time is around energy and earth reactions. We wish to speak now to the reaction of the earth to the energy of the collective consciousness. Within this co-creation, the energy of the planet is constantly shifting and moving, both in response to what is happening in the collective and through the energy of the collective consciousness. There are many instances that are recorded as natural disasters within the collective, but are in fact energetic resets for the planet. At the present time, the energy of the planet is beginning to reach a point of implosion or explosion, which will ultimately be observed or for some experienced at the physical level. What are named as natural disasters are not effectively disasters on a global scale, even though they may sometimes be experienced as disastrous at the personal level. The more accurate way to look at these experiences may be as natural reactions. A reaction to a flow of energy through the collective and through the earth. The earth does not need healing. She has proven time and time again that she can recover from all natural reactions that she has experienced. However, the collective has not always survived these experiences. Therefore, the healing needs to take place within the collective to align to the energy of the earth. So when this information around an implosion or explosion was shown to me, I could sense that it is being shared not to cause alarm, but to help shift awareness into the power that we hold as a collective to work in co-creation with the planet. So you're being made aware that it is a natural process that the Earth goes through in alignment with the conscious evolution of the collective energies. And there's no way of knowing what this experience of the implosion or explosion may look like at the physical level for us personally or for everyone globally. However, I was made aware that this is as much an energetic experience as it is a physical one. There's nothing to fear from this experience. It will be a necessary part of the evolution of your soul, however you personally experience it. So the energy of the earth and the energy of the collective are both out of balance. And I was shown that resets are happening at both levels. And at a personal level, you're really only responsible for your own energy at the micro level, which then influences the energy of the collective at the macro level. And so as the collective then moves into co-creation with the earth energy, the flow between the earth and the individual can be observed. And we can really see here the ripple effect of your energy and how it is part of the great awakening that we are all experiencing. So you're being made aware of this as an invitation to acknowledge your own understanding at this time around the micro versus macro connection between your own energy and the energy of the earth. So it's really a way of observing how you see yourself in this experience. And it may bring up some questions that allow you to deepen your experience of self. Or it may help you challenge your current belief system. Or maybe, on the other hand, become more firm in your own belief system. And maybe it will help you to identify whether you hold any fear around earth energies. And to acknowledge whether you feel empowered in this experience or disempowered. Or even to challenge this information as having no relevance to you in your current experience. So this invitation really allows you to consolidate within your own energy where you place yourself in this co-creation, and in turn allow this micro-perception of self to be held within the macro-perception of the collective and the earth. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this Earth Energy update. If you enjoyed the experience, please take the time to leave a comment or ask a question. And I would love you to subscribe to the channel as it helps me to see whether these updates are relevant to others too. And if it feels right, please share with anyone that you think might be interested in listening to this information. Thank you.